You are listening to WoW Radio and Blue Please with the exclusive method interview with myself, Total Biscuit, special guests Sko and Ray in the studio. Now, before we go on to listener questions, we're going to try and round up everything we've just said, try and fill in the blanks, get the gaps plugged, make sure the dam doesn't burst and kill all the innocent villagers, and then we'll get on with the community's questions and questions from the listeners posted in the thread on the WCRadio.com forums over the past week. Scott, I think you wanted to say a couple more things on the Soulstone issue before we continued.
Yeah, there's certain encounters like a lot that are just screaming for you to use Soulstones on everyone in the raid. I mean, flame patches, meteors, and charge in phase 2 of that encounter. I mean, individual raid members have got a high chance of dying at any moment, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Soulstones make that encounter very much easier. Last resort being the first guild to publicly admit on their forums that they actually took 2 days off to level up Warlocks to level 18 to Soulstone the raid for that encounter. Like I said, Lady Vash is the first time we've ever used Soulstones on the raid from out of raid Warlocks. But looking back on it now, although I think it's lame to use Soulstones, at the same time I would like to have used it in previous encounters just to make things easier for us.
Yeah, so something of a case perhaps that Blizzard really do need to think things through before putting things in the game. It does remind me all the way back to Molten Core with the LBRS fire resistance buff, and there was, I believe there was mixed GM response on that, wasn't there? People couldn't really seem to form a cogent opinion as to whether or not it was good and bad, and this was coming from Blizzard themselves, not just the players.
Yeah, there were screenshots of them saying, yeah, it's a legitimate use of world mechanics and game mechanics and all that, and then there were some people saying, oh, some people got banned for using this buff, and there was just a lot of confusion, but I think it turned out that it was alright to use, so...
Fair enough. Alright, is there anything else you guys would like to say before we launch into the proverbial cesspit that is the community questions thread?
Don't think so.
Okay, well, let's go straight into it. A lot of these are going to be quick fire, so be ready on your buzzers. Right, let's have a look at this. Now, here's a question. Savile asks, how long has your guild been raiding in the Burning Crusade?
Since the start, really. Since
about a week or two into... a week or two, we started Karazhan, the first 10th level 70s or so. Then pretty much raiding from then on.
Yeah, just as soon as it was possible to start raiding, we have, so...
What are the top 3 hardest bosses you've encountered in the Burning Crusade?
Lady Vash.
Lady Vash would be up there.
A lot in a way is quite difficult, I would say. Gruul, pre-nerf, was hard. Just starting raiding and then going against Gruul before he was nerfed at all. He was very hard and very annoying, to be honest. Yeah, Gruul and Lady Vash are the only two really coming to mind.
Hydros is very difficult as well. Hydros is a pain in the ass. So... I dislike Hydros, so I'd probably put Hydros above Gruul. But yeah, Lady Vash, Alara is quite difficult, but Hydros, I'd say. Lady Vash.
Gruul was very demotivating, raiding that boss every night, basically. Trying to down him with the luck factor involved. Especially since we just missed the opportunity to use the invulnerability potions. I mean... Removing the chance to use invulnerability potions, I mean, the only real way you could get him down was by him bugging out and not doing any ground slams. But, I mean, we did manage to kill him without him bugging out, so I guess we managed to get him in the end, but it was quite a while before we did. We were looking for things in the encounter that weren't actually there, like what caused him to do the strike on the off-tank and stuff like that. If his slams followed any pattern or... position in the room and so on.
Out of line of sight, so you don't get
multiple things we tried on that encounter, but in the end it just came down to luck factor. It was annoying.
Just came down to perseverance again. So
fair enough. And as regards to Burning Crusade raiding, this one comes from Tindarius, and he asks, what do you think of Burning Crusade's raid encounters as regards to so-called legacy raid encounters, Molten Core through to Nax?
Well, Nax Remastered was a very, very good instance and very well designed and very enjoyable, and all the bosses were, as I said earlier, they weren't that buggy, and it was quite good and well designed compared to Burning Crusade ones. It's a step above.
Yeah, you would have thought that Burning Crusade raiding instances would have been a step even further than Max Islands, but in terms of enjoyment, Naxxramas has so far beaten all the raiding content in Running Crusade, unfortunately, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Fair enough. Well, as regards to class battles, there's a lot of questions on classes and which class is best, which class isn't. I'm going to try and merge them all into one particular question. As regards to your raid makeup, there are certain classes which, certainly hybrid classes, particularly Shadow Priests, which are being viewed as now primary DPS classes, and certain classes as Hunters that appear to be getting the bat as being the red-headed stepchild of raiding. With regards to your raid makeup, do you use Hunters? Do you feel that maybe the class roles have changed since, vanilla WoW? Mages no longer the top damage dealers, rogues taking any particular beating. What's your general opinion on class makeup?
I don't think we make up our raids as well as we could to situate certain encounters, like Nihilum, for example, using no rogues on Leotharas. I mean, from the very start, we've always used 3 rogues on Leotharas, and we rarely make adjustments to our standard raid setup.
Yeah, we've always...
Pretty much because that's what we've always done. Not wanting to make anyone set out, I guess. But there's no question about it that we could maybe optimise our raid setup a bit better for certain encounters. The only really optimising we've done so far is removing 1 Hunter from the 2 for our 4th Warlock, because Warlock damage at this moment is just insane in raids.
Yeah, I think every encounter we've been to, we've had at least one of every class in the raid. We don't say, this particular class, class A, you're not coming today. We've never done anything like that. If the people are online and they've got the spots anyway, there may be some slight adjustments there, like as Sko said, a Hunter reduced and a Warlock and that sort of thing, but there's no big no rogues today or whatever.
Also, I do in a way feel a bit sorry for some of the classes like Hunters, whose damage at the moment is poor in comparison to other DPS classes. I mean, without misdirect required in some encounters like Lutharas, Lady Vash and so on, their use in raids would be pretty much nothing.
Yeah, we've got some questions on something of a negative angle. Apparently someone on your realm, a man called Dispatch. I think you've had a look at these in the thread, so I'm going to fire these at you and see how you can deal with them. So get ready for these ones. Right. Hang on. Why is Sko still your GM even though he never does anything about the management? Everyone knows that Armand does all the work. What's this all about?
Well, I mean, Armand hasn't been with us since at the start of Naxxramas, so...
Yeah, he quit about a year ago, so...
He was known as the Realm God, though.
Really?
That says enough, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of work. Like, he did all the progress threads on Sylvanas Realm Forum, and he was really known as like the guy that did everything. And he did do a lot. But
he did do a lot.
He's been gone for ages now, so I don't know where this guy's getting this information from. But Armand quit.
Quit a while ago, yeah. Well, he's got some more information, apparently. He says, why are you so restrained in keeping craftable epics to yourself? Are you really that afraid of the competition?
I'm not too sure what he means by that, to be honest.
Craftable epics.
Never heard him. I honestly don't know what he's talking about, to be honest.
What epics is he talking about? What
I have
epics that you can
absolutely
only
no
get
idea.
through raiding?
I don't know. I really don't. Let's keep going with these questions. Let's see what else we can debunk or affirm. How do you feel about making several deals with Alliance and Horde guilds about outdoor raid dragons and then breaking them whenever you feel like it?
I can't even remember if we did any deals on outdoor dragons or not. Though there was occasions where just said
everyone enjoys a bit of outdoor PvP. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's great. Here's one more. Do you feel that being on top of the server for so long has made some of your members smug?
No.
No, they were smug before they joined.
Yeah. They've always been smug, yeah.
Nice. Now, speaking of smug and being on top of the server, I heard somebody wipe the chess event.
Yeah. Sylvia also managed recently to wipe on Hakar and Zolgar up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he started off by wiping on the chess event, yeah. And I think he wanted me to say something today as well. He wanted me to say it. But World of Warcraft is a team game. And people camping the chest while he's trying to solo the chess event isn't good enough. And anyone who wants to whine about it again should go and get AIDS.
How does one wipe the chess event anyway?
You'd have to ask.
He was in control of the king, and he moved from one flame patch into another flame patch.
Oh well, never mind. Now I've got some quick fire ones. You've literally apparently got to answer these ones even as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to alternate between the two of you. Sko's going to answer one, then Ray's going to answer one, then Sko, then Ray, blah 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 blah, all the way through these. Are you ready for these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So who's
World
first?
PvP or Battlegrounds?
World PvP.
Sil or Ray?
Ray. Woo.
Pugs or premates?
Premates, definitely.
Northern Ireland or Wales?
It's got to be Wales.
It's got to be
First
Northern Ireland.
Ragnaros kill or first Kel'Thuzad kill?
Ragnaros.
Thunder Fury or TBC epics?
Thunder Fury.
Enhancement Shaman or Feral Druid?
It's a tough one. Spell Druid, I guess.
Kendo or Vertney?
Oh, it's got to be Vertner. Sorry, Kendo, you're just not good enough, mate.
Tanking or DPS?
Tanking.
WoW or real life?
Oh wow, definitely. Come on.
Hey.
It is a
Fanta
real
or
life.
Pepsi?
Pepsi, no question about that.
Form trolls or gold sellers?
Oh, gold sellers, you know.
I'm not even going to ask why. Dota or Footman Frenzy?
Dota.
Really?
Don't say anything.
Don't
say anything at all. Don't even bother.
What can I say? Sham is a noob.
Nah.
We'll get you
R&B
next
or
time.
techno? R&B or techno?
Is this mine? Techno, I suppose, instance.
Shaman or Paladin?
Paladin.
Apple pie or chocolate cookies?
It's got to be apple pie.
And lag a lot or constant disconnects?
Constant disconnects.
And that is a lot of the quickfire questions. Right, I'm going to let you guys go into that thread and do a pick and mix. Pick whatever question you'd like to answer. And I'm just going to sit back and let you guys bother on and fill up the time of my show. So, off you go.
If you were to have 3 wishes in game, what would they be? Well, definitely the first wish would be to obtain the Raptor mount in Zolgarub. In fact, that would be the second and third wish as well, so yeah.
You've never had it drop then, or you've just been unlucky with it?
I've done Zolgarub, probably 100 times now. It's never dropped in the group I've been in, so...
There's one here from Darius US or something, and it's like, how does it feel being one of the major elite guilds? Well, I don't know what he's meaning by that, being a major elite guild. We've only killed Vash second, but I suppose we wouldn't be doing this interview if we weren't otherwise, so yeah, feeling pretty
Well,
good.
BossKillers.com says you're the second best guild in the world, so
Yeah,
gotta put some
so-
credence on that.
So yeah, I suppose it does feel pretty good. Thanks for asking.
How much gold and consumables do you use as a god to kill Lady Vash? A lot. Thousands of gold worth. Can you offer any advice in general for raiding guilds and raiders in Karazhan right now? Well, especially with Burning Crusade, perseverance is the key, no question about that. What is your opinion of itemization in Burning Crusade? Very poor at the moment. Should be changing in the next patch though, looking good.
Yeah, it is looking good.
Question here. Did any of your members compete in any of the Nax race last year? And how is it being on the brink of bleeding edge progression? Different now than it was keeping up with bosses, tuning out of the question. Well, in Nax, we did pretty well in Nax. I remember Surfex's posts on the Raids and Dungeons. We got a few top 5s, top 10 kills in EU at least, on all the bosses up to 4 horsemen, and then we kind of hit 4 horsemen, and that was kind of a bit of like, we tried it with 6 tanks, and we didn't really latch onto the 8 tank thing for a while, so we kind of fell behind in the end on the races. But after we killed 4 horsemen, the amount of time we took to kill Kel'Thuzad after that was quite good. But
Yeah. I'd just like to say something about that for Horseman actually. I mean, Blizzard's requiring you to use 8 tanks on that encounter, and then soon after releasing Burning Crusade, where in 25-man raids you're only going to need like 3 warriors. I didn't really like the way that they did that, to be honest. I mean, going from 8 warriors down to 3 or whatever.
what are your event antics like during farm stats raids, progression raids, and just sitting on the AH grid dancing? Presuming that's what Alliance does anyway. Well, event antics. Yeah, Ventrilo there's been some pretty funny moments in Vent, but usually during kills is some of the funniest moments. But yeah, during farm stats, I suppose it can be quite funny. There's a few comedians in the guild, so...
Does the guild have an arena team, or are you strictly PvE? Well, I know that Zuzo is big in arena, big into an arena PvP, but the team he's made doesn't consist of only in guilds. So I would say that we don't actually have an official guild arena team at the moment.
People still do PvP. I mean, it's not like we say don't do PvP or anything like that. I mean, people, do PvP out of their own choice and just if that's what they're into.
Wait, is your power level over 9,000?
I'm sure it would be if I had such a device to measure it. I don't know where it's from. I think it's from Dragon Ball Z.
It is from Dragon Ball Z, if I remember correctly. I heard that it was involved in Kungan's infamous 500k revenge crypt.
I have no idea what it is. There's like some sort of counter, and it's over 9,000. I think that's supposed to be quite large. So, but yeah, I guess it would be over 9,000.
Lady Vash will not be mind controlling anymore as the spell is removed. Will this make the encounter way easier, or the same as the real deal? Are the bats spitting insane poison bolts? Well, yeah, the bats are spitting insane poison bolts. There's no question about it that removing the mind control will make the encounter a lot easier, allowing a lot more DPS on Vash since you get the DPS on the mind control people, or maybe a lot easier on the healing as well. It should actually balance the encounter out, I suppose, with the nerfing consumables and the buffing gear.
Who would win a fight between Sko, Kungan, and Hogger? I don't know. Have to ask Sko. Would you be up for the challenge?
It would be Hell in a Cell.
I don't know who done that. Probably Hogger, as everyone would
Probably
say.
Hogger. And that's a lot by the looks of it. You've been listening to the Method interview with myself, Total Biscuit, special guests Sko and Ray. Is there any final words you'd like to say for everyone out there?
Happy Mother's Day. I don't know. I suppose we could do a shout out to everyone in Method. Yeah, shout out to everyone in Sylvanas, everyone in Method. Personally, I'd like to do a personal shout out to all the priests of Method, past and present. Good times. So yeah, shout outs there. So big ups. Oh, can I just answer this question? Have any companies offered to sponsor you yet? And if so, would you accept the offer? I think it's safe to say, if the terms were right, it would be a yes. So, companies, if you're out there listening, get in touch. Sorry to use your show to plug Method.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. But in return, I must ask, how do you respond to the allegations that you all, in fact, suck at Dota?
Oh, right. Is this some sort of Dota-based... I don't know who you were playing against from Method yesterday, but... there were some real new guys in the guild that maybe aren't quite as good as Dota.
Yeah. Let me have a look.
If you're going to play,
they told us they were shit up.
Main Method team.
The performance.
If you're going to play the main Method team. If you're going to play the main Method team, I think you'd be in for a lose. So I'd say that's a challenge.
I'd say that is a challenge. In that case, we, the WoW Radio official Team A for Dota, will challenge your Team A to a Dota match at some point over the next few days.
Good stuff. And, you better post the fact that you lose when you do lose it.
I think we'll fraps
it's got to be all
over
the boards. Fraps, yeah, Ventrilo recordings, 100% legit Dota.
Yeah.
Let's get on. I should give a shout out to Spicer, but I don't know what I should say yet. Yeah, I guess I'll just say a shout out to all those that made our Vash kill possible, and if you're listening, Blizzard, can you please buff my Thunder Fury in patch 2.1?
Fantastic. You've been listening to the Method interview with myself, Total Biscuit, Sko and Ray. We shall go out in a song, as we always do. Stay tuned for more Blue Please Goodness. Thanks for coming along, and thanks for making this worthwhile, Sko and Ray, and congratulations on your World 2nd Vash kill.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on Dota.
I say bring it on.